1 week after the terror attack on Pearl Street, today Colorado showed that peace and unity are stronger than hate. People from across the state came together in support of the Jewish community in Boulder as the investigation into the firebombing attack on peaceful protesters continues. At the Jewish festival in Boulder, the focus was on the victims of last week's attack. Thanks so much for joining us this Sunday evening. I'm Mark Salinger. In total, 15 people were hurt in the attack. The group targeted was walking to raise awareness for Israeli hostages still being held in Gaza. That group returned today to walk again. Organizers told 9 News reporter Aaron Adelson they didn't even consider canceling.
Each and every Sunday in Boulder, a group called Run for Their Lives meets and they walk.
You know, it became a ritual.
In silence and solidarity.
It became a necessity. I could not go.
Rahel Halpern has hardly missed a weekend.
We walked when it was -11 and we walked when it was 105.
They walk for one purpose.
A walk to return the hostages.
That is their only message, to raise awareness for the hostages taken from Israel on October 7th, 2023.
But we are a very peaceful walk. We are a very quiet walk. We don't disturb other people.
Rahel was here last Sunday.
Because it wasn't just violence, it was fire. It was a firebomb thrown into a group of people.
Police say a man threw Molotov cocktails into the group, burning more than a dozen people. During the attack, he shouted, "Free Palestine."
So it was more than just against us as an advocacy group. It was really against us as Jews.
This week,
we were not deterred. We will not be deterred.
In silence and solidarity.
There are 55 hostages left, that they are in the hands of Hamas, and it's up to Hamas to let them go.
Every walk ends with the hope it will be their last.
We will walk until they all come home.
In Boulder, Aaron Adelson, 9 News.
In silence and solidarity, organizers of the walk tell us they're extremely thankful to see the outpouring of support from the community, from leaders of all faiths, from politicians of all parties, and from people from all over the country. That support also showed up today at the Jewish festival in Boulder. 9 News reporter Janelle Finch joins us there live. Hey, Janelle.
Hey, Mark, the Boulder Jewish community didn't let hate destroy them or this place. What was a crime scene last week was a place of joy, celebration, and resiliency this week.
Strengthen our will.
How the country knows the Pearl Street Mall isn't how Boulder knows the Pearl Street Mall.
It's a happy place. People call it happy place.
In the face of hate, Jewish people are reclaiming their story.
Hate has no home here. Hate cannot win.
In the same place where a man attempted to silence a community, they returned 1 week later, louder.
By being here today, you are helping us heal.
Tawfiq Nazir,
The best Nepali cuisine right here.
is back on Pearl Street as well, where he says he's shown up daily for nearly 5 years.
I'm working, selling food. This is our happy spot here.
He says he was here when the attack happened.
Oh, we were just doing our business here, and suddenly we heard the noise. It was a big noise, and there was a fire flame like 5-6 feet up.
Nazir says he ran over with water to help the victims.
Brain was not working really, because we never seen such a thing here. This is, like I said, this is a happy place.
The degree of violence was shocking for Scott Tanay.
It's very, very, very saddening to see that hate still exists in that form.
But standing up to hate is what motivated Tanay to drive from Denver to attend the Boulder Jewish Festival.
And I think people share my sentiment that we have to come, that we can't be cowards in the face of fear and in the face of terrorism.
An attack meant to weaken the Jewish community has only made them stronger.
This is the appropriate response, to come here and to show support and to show solidarity, to show unity, and to show the world that love is what conquers hate.
Allowing the opportunity to reclaim a home for hope, happiness, and not hate. Security was both seen and felt here with Boulder police, sheriff's deputies, and SWAT patrolling the area. BPD also set up drones, defense barriers, and had snipers as precautionary measures. Thankfully, none of those were needed. Live in Boulder, Janelle Finch, 9 News.
The Boulder Jewish Festival, as well as the Run for Their Lives March, again going forward in Boulder today. Janelle Finch, appreciate your reporting. Thank you. So the man accused in the attack is facing both state and federal charges. He appeared in federal court for a hearing on Friday where he's charged with federal hate crimes. Earlier this week, Boulder's district attorney filed 62 separate state charges against him, including attempted first-degree murder for more than a dozen victims. He's expected to be back in federal court next week on June 18th. Then he'll be back in court in Boulder next Monday. Most of the victims are expected to recover, though the severity of their injuries vary. While we haven't gotten a specific update on the conditions of the victims, we know at least one person suffered some serious burns. We'll be sure to provide you any updates on this case as well as the status of the victims as soon as we get them. In the meantime, you can always find our latest reporting on our website, 9news.com, and streaming on 9 News Plus. Colorado State Patrol says a driver fleeing from state troopers caused a crash on I-25 in Denver this morning that kept the interstate shut down for hours. The crash happened on northbound I-25 at 20th Street early this morning. CSP says a trooper on northbound I-25 near Meade encountered the wrong-way driver. That driver then took off from police, eventually making it to Denver, where they crashed into another car, killing them and injuring 4 other people. That kept the road closed for hours as police continued to investigate this morning. Up in North Glen, police there say a man was arrested for setting fire to a car in a park. This happened at the east end of E.B. Raines Jr. Memorial Park up in North Glen. Police say a group was celebrating a baby shower when someone noticed a man lurking around. When they approached him, witnesses say the man lit something on fire and threw it into a nearby car before running off. North Glen police say it's not exactly clear what the man threw into the car, but police tell us they do not believe that this incident was bias motivated. They're still investigating exactly what happened. Take a live look outside on this warm and beautiful Sunday. We're finally turning the page on some of the storms that we experienced over the past week. There's still a little bit cloudy out there. Temperatures back into the 80s as we begin a warming trend this week. Meteorologist Corey Reppenhagen joining us this Sunday evening. And Corey, you're also tracking some of those isolated thunderstorms and hail potential as well.
Yeah, the isolated thunderstorms are starting to happen. A few of them trying to drift onto the front range. Shouldn't cause too much trouble, only covering about 25% of the ground. But we spent all day kind of in comfortable conditions, hiding underneath mostly cloudy skies. Temperatures only making it up to about 70 degrees. But we'll start to warm things up tomorrow. Full sunshine tomorrow, but temperature's not too crazy just yet. Here's those isolated showers, mostly sticking to the high country. One strong storm here down to the southwest of Pueblo, but everything else has been pretty mild. Not too much activity making it across the Front Range, but we're starting to see some raindrops from Fort Collins all the way down to Denver, and we may have a chance to see those showers really over the next 2 hours here across the Denver metro area. And then tomorrow, it's full sunshine all day long, very little cloud cover in the sky, but we're not getting the temperatures up there too crazy just yet. Looking at about 80 degrees for a high temperature tomorrow, much of the area in the 70s and 80s, and then we'll crank up the heat after that. Probably about 8 or 9 really hot days coming our way after tomorrow. I'll have more on that, Mark, coming up in the forecast.
Corey, thank you. US 36 in Boulder County was filled with cyclists today, even more so than usual. They rode together in Broomfield to honor a man who was hit and killed 3 weeks ago there.
It's just a tragedy that you could go out and be out on roads that are supposed to be safe and be by yourself and that easily have your life ended.
John Wilkinson was hit and killed by a driver last month while riding in rural Boulder County. Wilkinson was well known in the bike community for his simple fixed gears build, as well as his online brand, Gravel Gang. His family says riding was his greatest passion in life. Second memorial ride took place in Columbia, Missouri this afternoon as well, as Wilkinson worked and owned a bike shop there. We spoke to his best friend about the impact that he made.
He's so good at keeping things fun and light and not too serious, and I tend to take things too seriously, so he'd keep me make sure I have fun and keep a smile on my face and do it for the right reason. Especially the bike industry. Like, we're here to have fun and have make fun for other people and teach people how to have fun with these bicycles like we did when we were kids. And he was so good at, this is where I need to be. Wherever he was, whoever he was talking to, that's what he was going to do. We can just be better, nicer people because of John. Like, if we just mimic what John did, we're all going to be a lot nicer.
Deaths involving cyclists and pedestrians in Colorado have jumped 78% since 2015. Because of that big jump, the cycling community is pushing for tougher penalties, better infrastructure, and smarter safety features in cars. Looking ahead to this week, sentencing is expected tomorrow for a former Jefferson County funeral director accused of hiding a woman's body in a hearse for months. 34-year-old Miles Harford operated Apollo Funeral and Cremation Services from 2012 to 2022. He was arrested last year after a woman's body was found inside a broken-down hearse on his property. Investigators also recovered about 30 other cremated remains in the home. In April, Harford pleaded guilty to felony abuse of a corpse and a misdemeanor count of theft.